Prehistory has it all. Mass extinctions, giant reptiles, endless oceans. But if there's one era that really stole the show, it's the Ice Age. With its hairy mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and cave-dwelling hunters, it's become an icy, almost mythological legend. Yet few people know it. The Ice Age isn't over. As long as huge polar ice caps covered both poles, the Earth officially remained in glacial air. And so today, we still live in the Ice Age. But there was a time long before all that, when the planet wasn't cold at all, a time when not a trace of ice existed, when the seas were high, the forests endless, and the animals were otherworldly. Welcome to the end of l'Eocene, about 35 million years ago. A forgotten age. Earth breathed like a giant greenhouse. Picture a planet, no snow, no winter, no polar caps. Rising seas, vanished coasts, continents crumble. Florida is then a shallow sea. Europe is a tropical archipelago, and the Sahara is a verdant marsh. Warm winds make the palm leaves vibrate as far away as what is now Alaska. Crocodiles doze on the shores of what will become Antarctica. The sky is thick, laden with humidity and ozone, sometimes streaked with titanic lightning. The whole world seems more alive, denser, and above all, more dangerous. The sea level rises about 70 meters above ours. The oceans are overflowing. The rivers are entangled in endless deltas. Water trickles everywhere and the heat rises from the ground like a continuous breath. Each season is unpredictable. Sudden storms, violent droughts, immense fires, a raging climate without mercy, but full of opportunities for life. Every upheaval is a test, but also a promise. In chaos, life adapts, transforms, and rises. Beneath the warm waves of the Eocene, the oceans teem with life. Giant predators prowl in the liquid silence. Among them, one creature reigns over all others. The Basilosaurus, the king of the lizards. Except it's not a lizard, it's a primitive whale, closer to a predator than a peaceful giant. An elongated, streamlined body. 18 meters of muscle and nerves. A mouth armed with sharp teeth capable of crushing any creature. Its sinuous form glides through warm waters, parting schools of fish. And when it hunts, it does so with terrifying precision. In these fossils, we sometimes find the remains of Dorudon. Another is quite smaller. The Basilosaurus hunted its own cousins. In the warm seas of l'Eocene, survival left no room for mercy. Every living being could become the prey of another, and yet it was not alone. Another colossus shared its waters, Pericetus colossus, a massive whale with a skeleton so dense that it sank slowly towards the ocean floor. There in silence it fed on crustaceans, ignoring the wars on the surface. Two opposing strategies, strength and slowness, fury and patience, two faces of the same ocean. But there is another monster, a ghost of cartilage and speed. Eowus obliquus, ancestor of the megalodon, plows through the clear waters, 9 to 12 meter long, and with jaws that could swallow a jib hole. Its teeth, large and serrated like blades, silently accumulate on the ocean floor. They are all it leaves behind, thousands of teeth that are still sharp despite millions of years later. It can be found everywhere, on the beaches of Morocco, the cliffs of England, the sands of Antarctica. It is a global empire, invisible and borderless. Basilosaurus etodus share the same kingdom, but not the same way of killing. The first hunts with the rage of a mammal, the second with the patience of a shark. Their worlds brush, intersect, or ignore each other, but together they have transformed the seas of Leo into a theater of permanent tension. And as if that were not enough, a third predator glides through the waters. A snake as long as a boat, the Paleophidae. These marine reptiles, extinct for millions of years, undulate between the roots of the mangroves. Their yellow eyes shining in the hazy light, their flattened tails allow them to swim elegantly, and their oversized jaws swallow prey as large as their bodies. Some species reach over 10 mameta. Imagine a snake capable of swallowing a small dolphin. Their traces have been discovered in Egypt, India, Europe, and North America, but to date, no complete fossils have ever been found. Only isolated vertebrae, fragmentary remains of these extinct giant serpents, proof that they were everywhere and in such a hot world, nothing could stop them. Giant serpents in a tropical ocean, killer whales in the deltas, giant sharks with razor-sharp teeth. The reign of the warm seas was as magnificent as it was terrifying. But amidst the chaos, another kind of life emerged. Calm, slow, almost peaceful. The first Sirenians appeared. They were the ancestors of the manatees and dugongs. Their thick skin protected them, and their round mouths tore up seagrass. Some still ventured onto dry land, dragging their forelimbs equipped with toes, while others remained in the lagoons nibbling at the underwater meadows. They are the silent witnesses of a land in transition, where the boundaries between sea and land no longer exist. And this shifting boundary attracts other creatures, the Protocetidae, half whale, half land mammal. They walk to the water's edge, then in. They hunt for fish, then return to rest on the sand. This is the first generation of amphibious cetaceans, whales that walk. An impossible image, and yet very real. An animal torn between two worlds. On dry land, the heat always reigns. The air is humid, saturated with humidity. The forests stretch endlessly, from the roots to the clouds. Giant insects buzz, colorful birds cry in the canopy. And in the clearing, the colossi gather. The Brontothera, massive and imposing, advance in herds. Their skulls bear immense bony growths like stone horns. When two males challenge each other, the ground trembles. Their clash echoes like dull thunder across the plain. Not far away, other giants advance through the dampness of the marsh. These are embryopods, extinct cousins of elephants and manatees. Their massive, slow-moving bodies move with quiet power, and two enormous bony horns rise from their foreheads, forming spectacular conical protrusions. Their fossils, found in the Fum Desert in Egypt, reveal exceptionally dense skulls and astonishingly symmetrical horns. Here is one of these fossilized skulls, frozen in stone for over 30 million years. And in their footsteps, the first proboscis, small ancestors of modern elephants, learned to use their trunks. This is the lineage to which they belong, a 50 million year evolution from the humble Merium to today's African and Asian elephants. A future echo, their cry rolls through the tropical mist. In the trees, primates thrive. Their cries echo above the marshes as they leap from branch to branch. Their hands grasp, explore, learn. In their curious gaze, we can already sense a new spark, that of reflection. These little beings are unknowingly inventing the first gestures of an intelligence that does not yet know where it will lead. And around them, the jungle teems. Rodents dart through the roots. Birds with bright feathers pierce the canopy. Reptiles crawl in the humid heat, while swarms of insects buzz in the golden light. The world is saturated with life, vibrant, bubbling as if the entire earth were breathing in unison. But in this abundance, danger lurks. For the Sebekasuchians, land crocodiles, reign over the plains. Their posture is upright, their paws solid, their jaws as sharp as a dinosaur's. They gallop, hunt, devour, and even the largest herbivores must remain vigilant. In some regions, these crocodiles are the undisputed kings. Their roar scares away herds. Their shadows are a reminder that the reptiles, even after the dinosaurs, never truly left the throne. But to the south, something is slowly and silently changing. Antarctica's glacial retreat, a sleeping giant shifting across the globe. Between its shores and that of Australia, a new sea is forming, discreet at first, then increasingly vast. This narrow passage of water will soon transform the climate of the entire Earth. An ocean current begins to turn, insulating the cold. Temperatures drop, forests retreat, grasslands are shrouded in fog, and for the first time in tens of millions of years, snow is falling on Antarctica. This is not just winter, it is the beginning of the new. Ice is setting in, and its effect is relentless. The more it spreads, the more it reflects sunlight, and the more it reflects, the colder the Earth becomes. An endless circle. The planet changes. The brontotes disappear. The primitive whales become extinct. The giant serpents, the running crocodiles, the titanic birds disappear one by one. The warm world retreats and another takes its place. The survivors adapt, reinvent themselves. Over the ages, it develops wool, winter sleep, migration, silent responses to the changing world. And above them, the ice advances, then retreats, then advances again. It is the slow beat of the climate, a planetary respiration. Millions of years later, the Earth is still breathing. We live in a pause, an interglacial, a fragile lull in a cycle of cold and heat. The glaciers retreat, but never truly sleep. Beneath them, rivers roar, rocks shift, the planet adjusts, and yet a major difference has emerged. One species only, this cycle's acceleration. That species is us. We do not have the power of volcanoes or tectonic plates, but we do have something else, the ability to act faster than time. We are burning millions of years of carbon in a few centuries. We are warming the world at a rate the Earth has never known, and perhaps without knowing it, we are recreating the conditions of an ancient world, a world without ice. The seas will rise again. The deltas will become lagoons, the forest will migrate northward, and the face of the Earth will change once more because the Earth has no fixed past. It does not remember, it begins again and again, and somewhere in this eternal cycle, one certainty remains. We are but a chapter, a moment in the long breath of the world.